So you're thinking about moving to Coral Springs. You're asking yourself, what are the things I need to know before I move? So we're going to go ahead and tell you some of the things that we've learned along the way, some of the things we wish folks had told us, and then some of the things that we've heard from folks just as kind of we're going out and visit around. I'm Kevin.
I'm Suzanne.
It's Kevin Suze in South Florida. So we're just going to walk around, talk, and show you a little bit about one of our favorite places, Coral Springs, show you some of the things that are great and some of the things that people may think are not so good. Kind of like the pros and cons of living in Coral Springs. Welcome to our channel. If you're coming back, welcome back. If it's your first time, thanks for tuning us in. Please feel free to subscribe to us. Hit the little bell below to get notified every time we shoot a video. We're going to go out and take a little walk around. One of the most interesting facts about Coral Springs, at least to us, is that for the longest time, it's been known as Tree City. And I think, as Suzanne and I kind of spin around here, I think you kind of see why.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This is something that was started about 30 years ago, kind of a joint venture or joint action between the local area and the National Forestry Service. They wanted to make it so that it was a kind of a neat area for people to be able to go and relax and enjoy themselves. A couple things that are really important to know, that really need to know about Coral Springs is it was one of the first really planned communities down here in South Florida. It used to be actually, depending upon what season it was either a cornfield or a soybean field with some local farmers down here. And a couple of the developers, local developers, decided to get together and they wanted to turn it into a nice community. So it's home now to about 110,000 residents. There's about 20 neighborhoods in Coral Springs. So you get kind of a mixture of everything and get a mixture of a little bit of here, a little bit of this. And again, you can see the beautiful, beautiful background that we're in.
Oh, and make sure you stay tuned because we're going to show you one of those neighborhoods towards the end of the video.
Exactly. Thanks, Suze. I appreciate that.
I'm sure.
Coral Springs, it's home to approximately 130,000 people. Now, some folks will say Coral Springs is actually in the middle of nowhere, but it's still close to everything. Just a short drive and you're connected to Parkland, Coconut Creek, Boca, Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, and of course, our very famous neighbor to the west, the Everglades. Coral Springs has a very distinctive aesthetic appeal due to the notably strict business codes. So if you've done your research and you're ready to pack up and move to Coral Springs, here are some of the things that you need to know. The carefully planned community is definitely a plus. The distinctive aesthetic appeal that Coral Springs is noted for is characterized by structures that are really not more than 12 stories tall. Downtown Coral Springs, as well as the rest of the city for that matter, is filled with short buildings contributing to the aesthetics of the city. This was something that was very carefully planned by WCI Communities, formerly Coral Ridge Properties, basically planning out the city. This was very, very intentional and very, very purposely done. As far as livability goes, there are many reasons why the city was ranked 94th overall and 3rd in Florida with 100 best places to live by Money Magazine. With a small population, Coral Springs is a more relaxing place to live when compared to its neighboring cities. Now, although traffic within Coral Springs isn't bad, folks still have about a 27 minute commute. As of 2017, the median household income was around $70,000, making it about 17% higher than the U.S. average, and places it also above the average income of Broward County, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and West Palm Beach Triangle, both neighboring cities, Margate and Coconut Creek. Neighborhoods in Coral Springs, there's about 20 or so neighborhoods that make up Coral Springs, making it the 15th largest city in the state of Florida. The neighborhoods are a mixture of traditional suburban neighborhoods, gated communities, and condominium buildings. They all boast a welcoming atmosphere and great access to the city's amenities and surrounding areas. People are moving to Coral Springs for the feel of a great big family. So whichever your new neighborhood may be, you'll come to know the meaning of a true welcome. Residents are supportive, open, and warm. This tends to spread to the newcomers, making everybody feel like home in no time. There is a ton of things to see and do in Coral Springs. Coral Springs is an exciting city which is so much more than just beautiful planned aesthetics. The city is filled to the brim with family-friendly activities and events throughout the year which cater to residents of all ages. As the city continued to grow, so did the amenities. From beautiful natural areas to celebrating the arts or dining at the many delicious restaurants, there are choices to be had in Coral Springs. The abundance of parks and recreation make Coral Springs a favorite for visitors and residents alike. As all of us know, South Florida is known for its wonderful weather that allows folks to tend to enjoy the outdoors in Coral Springs a lot more. Many warm, sunny days make for the perfect excuse to get outdoors and enjoy the great amenities which include parks, tennis courts, walking trails, green open spaces, children's playgrounds, community pools, and a bunch of other stuff. Some of the most popular places and things to do are...
We are at Tall Cypress Park. You'll notice that a lot of the parks, we're going to kind of walk along here. So Suze, you want to get
Yeah.
So then my better half gets to my better side.
Now I have to say, you do have to be careful with the wild animals. As soon as we got out, we saw a raccoon in the trash. Thank goodness it was covered, but you do have to be a little bit careful, which is fine. I mean, you're in nature.
Thanks for that one. That's actually very interesting. So I went to try to check him out, but apparently he found what he was looking for and took off into the bushes. It is Labor Day, so some of the things are kind of blocked off, not letting us in. But as you can see here, there's a nice little parking lot area for this. Some folks are coming in and joining us here. Most parks around South Florida that are basically open from sun up to sundown. They really don't want any domesticated animals in here, especially the natural area, because it can disrupt things a little bit, okay? And they're also please no food or beverages and all of that kind of fun stuff that's going on. I'll just be walking along. One of the things that South Florida here is known for is weather, okay? And today being Labor Day, it is warm. It's probably in the 90s. You come into a place like this, the temperature automatically goes down. That's due in large part to all the wildlife here. Okay. Again, going back to Coral Springs being known as Tree City. There's so many benefits to being able to relax and enjoy an area such as this. And the nice thing is Coral Springs has about 30 to 40 of the parks that are very similar to this. We're gonna check out some other parks along the way. But we thought since we're here, we'll show you what we can see and you guys can take a look and see what's going on, see what's around. We may be able to pick up some additional wildlife. I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up an iguana or some of the lizards that scurry around here. Go step out of the way and let you all take in the beauty and the vision of the area.
Oh, here's some nice benches.
Going over here, being both parents and grandparents, one of the things that we appreciate about most of the parks in here is that they have local restroom facilities. When we bring the kids and the grandkids, we can always make sure that we can spend some time here. They can use the facilities. You can go in here. There's a little trail over here. We're going to head down real quick for just kind of a quick trip down there. So let's go ahead and take a look over here. Again, this is Tall Cypress Natural Area. One of the neat things about this area is that it's one of the few remaining stands of cypress trees and kind of in a swampy area in all of South Florida. Now, many, many years ago, after dinosaurs roamed, but many years ago, this area was basically a lot of swampland, and if we head out to the west, we'll see our neighbor, the Everglades, out to the west here. But a lot of this was basically cypress trees, mangrove trees, and swampland. And they've come in, and they've done a lot of great things about trying to preserve the natural look of it as much as possible. Okay, but also mixing it up so the folks can use it and they can enjoy it. So I'm sure that you can see why Suzanne and I love coming up here.
Oh, it's a beautiful area to hang out.
So,
and to get some exercise, because once you live in South Florida, you'll find out that you're outside more often and you have a healthier lifestyle, which is good for everybody.
Exactly. Thanks, Suze. The other thing is that one of the things that we like about a lot of the parks in here is that they're so very well maintained. Like, for example, this walkway. This walkway is a very, very nice, very well made walkway, and it kind of scans and spans all over the place. So here's some beautiful trees over here.
I know, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
Big old spider right there.
Oh, yeah.
Sawgrass Nature Center and Wildlife Hospital. If you're looking for something to do that doesn't involve getting sand stuck in your bathing suit or between your toes, check out the Sawgrass Nature Center and Wildlife Hospital. It's a not-for-profit organization which is located on 5 acres of land in the SPORTSPLEX Park. The beautiful area is home to many animals and birds which are being rehabilitated by the center. Visitors are able to get an up-close look at many of the animals, some of which aren't even able to survive outside of the center. There are 2 buildings in the site, one which features a multi-purpose room, gift shop, and the other is the actual hospital. Close to the entrance is an enclosed area housing beehives so the folks can actually look through the windows and watch the bees making honey and stuff like that. The aviaries house animals that are unable to be released back into the wild, so you'll see everything from fancy pigeons to the Florida box turtles to eastern screech owls. The Nature Center also provides educational programs for kids and adults, as well as wildlife camps, and the hospital portion takes in wild animals that are injured or lost. Looks like we got here just in time. So if you prefer being a bit more active to relaxing at the beach or poolside, you need to come and check out the SPORTSPLEX. The SPORTSPLEX is a world-class sports park which features an aquatic center, tennis center, dog park, and even an ice rink, which is where we are right now. It's a Panthers ice den. This park is a popular stop for residents and visitors year-round, and it's something to do for everybody of all ages. It's a very well-maintained athletic center, and it has features such as children's playgrounds, basketball courts, batting cages, open green space, hitting stages, picnic areas, and stuff like that. But the really cool thing, one of the really cool things, one of the few things we have down here is it has an ice rink known as a Panthers den. There's actually two of them, two ice rinks here, where you can see the folks in the back that are actually doing some figure skating and practicing and playing. So we're just gonna take a little walk around here. Folks sitting out here watching their kids. This young lady right here is probably sitting here watching one of her kids. Local realtor. Hey, how are you?
Good.
I'll have to say, this is only our second time here, but every time we come here, we actually find something new and something cool. For those of you that don't know, South Florida is a sports haven. We have the Miami Marlins, we have the Miami Dolphins. On the West Coast, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we have the Florida Panthers. And ice hockey down here is big. It's real big. Don't let the warm weather fool you. Folks down here love ice hockey. Betty Stradling Park is another one of the well-appointed green spaces Coral Springs is noted for. Among the 21 acres that make up this lush area, you'll find skate park, athletic fields, beach volleyball court, basketball courts, exercise stations, and plenty of picnic tables and pavilions to make it easy to spend an entire afternoon on the grounds. There's also a large play area featuring slides and climbing structures of all types and sizes for all kids of types and sizes. And the little ones absolutely love this area. Now, golf is a very popular pastime for residents of South Florida and Coral Springs alike. The area is home to a wide range of stunning courses, both public and private. Courses include the Country Club of Coral Springs, Heron Bay Golf Club, and the Carolina Club Golf Course. Although not located directly on the ocean, Coral Springs is just as ideally set just a few miles away from the sunny coastline. Residents are able to quickly reach the majestic waters of the Atlantic Ocean and have a handful of beaches to choose from when visiting. The closest beaches to Coral Springs fall directly to the east and are Pompano Beach and Deerfield Beach. Both Fort Lauderdale to the south and Boca to the north are also easy to access and stunning beaches. Arts and culture in Coral Springs. Regardless of the city's size or age, art and culture play an important role in the lives of the residents and those who visit. Coral Springs may be new when compared to the many other cities around the area, but they quickly ensured that their residents had art galleries and cultural centers where they can come to and learn and appreciate arts and culture. In 1990, the city opened up the Coral Springs Center for the Arts and what was originally planned to be a gymnasium. They added a 1,400-seat theater in 1996. The popular city theater routinely boasts programs and shows as well as Broadway productions throughout the year. The 8,000-square-foot Coral Springs Museum of Art features a small selection of exhibits which rotate throughout the year. The museum also hosts a range of classes and programs which cater to arts enthusiasts of all age. Shopping and dining in Coral Springs is definitely an eclectic and fun experience here. There's a wide variety of restaurants and eateries, cafes, bistros, and much, much more that are capable of satisfying basically any craving or any taste. Shopping is just as satisfying at the many malls, plazas, and specialty retails and more which are dotted throughout Coral Springs. One of the city's most popular centers is dubbed The Walk on University Avenue. It's a home to a bunch of different places. It's very eclectic. It's got high-end restaurants. It's got high-end shopping places. And it has some nice little amenities, like some little personal places that people can go to. Actually, my barbershop is there, and it's a great place to go to. There's a lot of folks walking around there, coffee shops, restaurants. There's also a very, very nice deli for those of us that like the delis. And there's also other places like the Plaza, Coral Springs, Coral Square, Coral Palms Plaza. Dining in Coral Springs is also an equally enjoyable experience, with options including ethnic eats, local breweries, fine dining, and casual family-owned spots. Some of Coral Springs' top-rated eateries include the Crooked Hook Bar and Grill, Morales Restaurant of Coral Springs, Big Bear Brewing Company, and the Sicilian Oven. The cons. The only con that we've really seen or experienced out here in Coral Springs is that when a property becomes available, it doesn't stay in the market very, very long, which tends to have the prices of the properties kind of trend above the average. So we talked a little bit about some of the neighborhoods in Coral Springs, so we're going to go to one now.
That's actually kind of neat for a couple of reasons for us. First of all, the entrance to the subdivision, to the actual community, is here at Fernglen Park, which is kind of neat for all the residents around here. They can basically walk to a beautiful Coral Springs Park. The other thing is that we're in the Oak Brook neighborhood within Butler Farms. The Butler Farms is two sections, Section 1 and Section 2. Between the two of them, there's about 580 or 585 homes. We're just gonna take a little walk around here so you can kind of get a feel for what's going on around here, the styles of the homes and whatnot. Now, I'll give you a quick little secret. We actually know that there'll be a home coming available real soon in this community. So pay close attention to this. If it's something that you're looking for, something that you like, these homes in here, I'm telling you, are absolutely gorgeous. Suze, if you'll take hold of the camera.
Sure.
This is a very nice area to raise a family in, and you're very close to the park. Yeah, that's a good plus here.
One of the unique things about Butler Farms, at least from our perspective, is if you'll notice, and you'll see this throughout homes all around South Florida, but one of the things that the homeowners associations monitor very closely are the fences. Now, in some cases, you can't have any fences at all. In other cases, you're stuck with having like 4-foot-high chain link type fences. But Oak Brook, Hidden Hammocks, and some of the other communities that are inside, little neighborhoods that are inside the Butler Farms community, they allow the 6-foot-tall privacy fences. This is nice for a couple of reasons. Number one is, of course, it gives you your privacy. Number two is that it can add a lot of decorative value to your home. Some really nice hedging going around there. But one of the things I think that you'll see a lot of in a community like this, as we talked about earlier, is the trees and the wildlife and all the nature that comes out. We absolutely love this neighborhood. So, and as I said, we think we'll be having a property becoming available in here in the very, 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 very soon future. So, but if you look around, you'll see a lot of this is very mature landscaping, which adds a lot to the aesthetic value as well to the actual value of the home. Because a lot of the things that are in here have had an opportunity to grow and to flourish. You'll see some of the bigger trees that are in here. There's a pretty diverse collection of housing types in here too. Some brick, some block. Most of them have the preferred barrel style roof down here. We like this a lot from the hurricane perspective because it's a little bit stronger roof. Gives you a little bit more protection over some of the other types of roofs. Not that shingle roofs aren't as good as the others. It's just a little bit different. So the architecture and the landscaping. We're just wandering down one of the streets here in Butler Farms. You'll see that it's these are some of the larger lots. In fact, there's a nice house right over here where I think they're doing a little bit of upgrade, a little bit of renovation work going on here. The larger lots, the more mature landscaping, more mature trees and foliage. It's a very popular neighborhood here in Coral Springs. One of I think there's about 20 or 22 different neighborhoods here in Coral Springs. We like this one a lot for a couple of reasons. We have some clients that have moved in and that are actually looking to move out. We've become quite familiar with the neighborhood and we enjoy going through here and seeing folks and waving to them and seeing how they're doing. So just want to give you a little flavor for one of the neighborhoods around.
As you can see right behind me, we have one of the many roundabouts here in the city of Coral Springs. Let me just show you the area. It's absolutely gorgeous. And we're at Turtle Run Park on a beautiful weekend.
There are many adjectives which could easily describe Coral Springs. Vibrant, beautiful, charming, safe, family-friendly are among the many. This carefully planned out city is a perfect community for residents of all walks of life who share the common desire for a clean, well-kept city with plenty of family-friendly activities and amenities for residents of all ages. Speaking of moving to Coral Springs or anywhere in South Florida, we would absolutely love to help you find that perfect home you may be thinking about moving to or just want to check out. In order to do that, you need to reach out. So our information is below. You can reach us via phone, text, or email. Choose to comment. We're here 24/7 and look forward to helping any way we can. If you've liked this video and you got some useful information, please consider subscribing to our channel and check out our other video on top 3 reasons to move to Coral Springs. Thanks and take care until next time.